If you have nothing to hide, you should be okay giving your partner your phone.
I don't feel comfortable giving my partner my phone.
Why do you want to be honest to your partner?
Transparency in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to share everything. It means you can if you want to.
You should not tell your partner or your friends secrets.
100% agree.
If you ever told someone something, 9 out of 10 times they've already told their partner.
So I'm not talking to any of you guys anymore.
I just have one point to make. What about...
Let's do it. What's the point you were going to make?
Don't make fun of my height. Make fun of my personality if you want to.
There should be zero financial secrets in a partnership.
I am so in for that.
How do you know that your partner would not betray you? If someone is being cheated on, should you tell them?
This is a tough one.
Hello and welcome back.
Welcome to On the Fence with Chandra and I, Ankur. Hi, that's me.
And we are going to go head to head on the topics that matter most. Today we have a twist because we have some teammates going up against Ankur. I think I'm going to need some more girl power. Oh, really?
Really?
We'll see about that. Now, keeping secrets in relationships is a contentious issue. On the one hand, you want to tell your partner everything. On the other, are there some things we don't necessarily need to tell them? So I want to know how much transparency you believe in.
Yeah, sure. I mean, to me, it's really simple. If you want to marry this person, if you want to be in a relationship, you be transparent.
We'll see.
Bring it on.
Honestly admitting you find others attractive fosters realism and trust.
That's so true. That's just really true. I'll be walking with my partner, and if I see someone beautiful, I'll stop and I'll compliment that person in front of my wife. There's no mystery that we all find others attractive. That's not something to really hide. I think it's about the nature and the energy with which you compliment them. If you're really crude about it and you're lusting over someone, that's different. It fosters a sense of realism and truth.
Why do I need to needlessly plant this thought in their mind that I'm like noting the beauty of other people?
But do you think your partner doesn't already know?
Just because they would know doesn't mean I need to vocalize it and give it so much importance to them. Sometimes just not all information needs to be conveyed.
Of course. I mean, Bring it on.
Yeah. Why do you want to be honest to your partner? You think it's about trust building. You think it's about stability. You think it's about security. But when you're being honest about small things that you wouldn't act on, if you tell them again and again, you know what that might do?
Create insecurity.
Exactly.
I agree on that point, but we're not talking about... Okay, here we go.
Okay. So, love is a friendship. Like for me,
love is not
love
friendship.
Is a friendship. For me, it's very important that he's my friend first. Attraction is not just about the outer beauty. There are high chances that I might enjoy a conversation. There are high chances that we kind of end up bonding on some other things. So it's not really about beauty. So what's the harm in telling beauty? Attraction is beauty. No, attraction is about other things also. It's not about physical beauty at all the times. I want to be open. So what's the harm in that? Fine, you tell your partner you find somebody's cologne attractive. How the way somebody dresses attractive. Yeah. Don't you think if you do that again and again, your partner might feel insecure about himself? I'm not saying that you are wrong. I'm just saying how they might feel. They might feel that, okay, she might act on it.
I'm sorry, maybe we should look at the question. I don't remember it saying again and again and again. No one is saying that you should go to your partner and say again and again that I find this person really beautiful.
But you said that if you find somebody attractive who's passing by, you would mention it.
The point is whether or not you feel comfortable enough to. That's what transparency is. Transparency in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to share everything. It means you can if you want to, without having to filter yourself all the time.
Okay. All right. The emotional labor that your partner is going to go through. They are now thinking about the fact that you're thinking about someone else.
If my partner has an insecurity about a particular person, maybe they're insecure about their body at that particular moment in time. There's someone with a completely different body type. I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, ooh, I really like the way she looks. because वो छुपती है वो बात. There's no reason for that. But we're not talking about
But what does
that.
it bring to your relationship? Like, you know you can tell her anything, but why do you have to?
You don't have to.
Hey,
Sorry, like
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. नहीं, I'll just say one last thing.
I think he was losing though.
Honestly, I just would wish that he didn't tell me. Like, you're gonna have 10 important things you need to discuss with them, serious emotional discussions you need to have, conflicts you need to resolve. This is just gonna come up as one tana like 10 years down the line कि हाँ और तुमने उस दिन उस लड़के को ऐसे देखा.
If he's giving you tana, he's not the right one. The right one would acknowledge your feelings. The right one will understand that attraction is a human thing.
I understand it, just don't tell me. Next, go for it.
You should not tell your partner or your friends secrets.
100% agree. My relationship with my best friend far precedes my relationship with you or any other man. She will confide very deep, dark thoughts that she might be having or things that she's going through. The default is not that my partner is going to know about that. That's sacred to me. My relationship is independent, it's different and separate. I will respect that and will not transfer by default all the information that you're giving me to my partner.
I have a very, very close circle. I'm a transparent person. I believe there's nothing to hide about. So I make sure to tell my friend, I make sure to tell my boyfriend, listen, if you are telling me, there are high chances that I'm going to tell my friend.
So nothing is like sacred between you both. If my friend is going to automatically tell her boyfriend or her husband all my secrets, I'm not going to tell my friend anything anymore. I'm so sorry. Like then I'm not telling.
देखो simple सी बात है. If you ever told someone something, 9 out of 10 times they've already told their partner. The reality is after marriage or after you get into something serious, there is a prioritization of relationships. Where information can go up but doesn't always come down.
I think right now I do keep my relationships with my family, my mother, my sister, my friends at a very high pedestal. I can't compromise on my relationship with my mother just in the interest of telling my husband everything.
Whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, anything you share to one of your friends, if they're in like a long-term relationship, their spouse knows.
Yeah, so I'm not talking to any of you guys anymore. I'm calling my therapist because I really don't trust.
I just have one point to make. What about...
Let's do it. What's the point you were going to make to me?
Don't make fun of my height. Make fun of my personality if you want to.
No, okay, go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, what about the consent of the other people that are involved? Because they have not consented.
People tell me secrets all the time. And I am like a vault. I try to keep them. And sometimes the conversation goes, hey, I'm okay with you telling her this, but don't go into the details of this. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like the point is, I shouldn't be in a position where I'm completely hiding some major life event that has happened in someone's life.
Okay, fine. You're not hiding major life events. What about tiny things that other person might still feel that you're compromising on their privacy?
I don't share those.
But those are secrets. You said that you would share those with your partner.
Isn't it like implied that there's someone in my life where I'm very vulnerable,
So-
where I'm like sharing my secrets too. So what's
Just
the
feels
question
like for your sake of lightening your emotional burden, you're okay compromising the privacy of other people involved in your life.
So that's how things happen when you're transparent. You are transparent.
No, you are choosing
You are
yourself
trans-
over other people.
No, I'm not choosing. How can I say?
There should be zero financial secrets
Okay.
in a partnership.
I am so in for that.
How do you know that your partner would not betray you if you're sharing every little financial information? There's a high chance
feel-
that you could be betrayed.
No, I am with someone and there are high chances that it's gonna go ahead and we're gonna go marry. So it's very important for me to actually know where my partner is standing. What's his financial position? What loans, what stuff is going on? I want to know. I want to be a part of it. Maybe he's about to make a decision which I am not okay with.
For sure, you want to know about debts. If you're saving a small amount for yourself, or if you're making your own safety fund, would you tell your partner that, oh, I have an emergency fund? There could be 10 financial things that can go wrong in your life. There is a concept called Stridhan in Indian families where mothers for centuries have kept a little amount of money in their little dabbas because they think that you should have your own money and not every single penny has to be known to the family.
First of all, welcome to the 21st century, okay? I think
Betrayal is still here.
No, betrayal is still here. So in the eyes of the law, if tomorrow you get divorced, right, your assets and your liabilities are going to be split. In which case, there should be transparency. Because if my partner takes out a loan, technically I'm also liable for that. So there should be transparency. And I'll add to her point, come on in. I will add to that, she's saying about having like a safety fund. If you feel the need to have a safety fund, then you should also feel comfortable telling your partner like, hey, we can be one financial unit, but I need to have some money aside set for myself. If you can't have that conversation, then there's some underlying other thing in your foundation of your relationship that you need to address.
That's lacking. There are some indulgences and expenditures that I do, right, on a day-to-day basis, right? I make my own money, I build my own career, I have an independent account even, right? Even if we're married. Does he need to know every time I swipe my credit card? Like, you're not my dad that, let me tell you every single spending that I do. Yeah.
You should protect your ex's privacy. Ooh, this is a interesting one.
Yes.
Okay, how do you feel about this?
I feel very strongly that when I'm in a relationship with one person, that bubble, like you mentioned, the sanctity of that bubble is retained even after the relationship ends. And I would hope that out of respect for the relationship and the other person and whatever time you spent together, that information stays within the bubble. If in my future, another partner asks me, tell me more about your exes, tell me about what they did, where are they from, how old were they, whatever personal information they might want to know, I'm going to draw a line at a certain point, but I'm not going to divulge private information about how my ex was, maybe. Like, even how they were with me. Did he treat you in XYZ way? I actually don't want to talk about that. I feel extremely uncomfortable talking about that because I don't want them to know that I also like put up with all that in the past and give them a precedent that, it's okay to treat me this way because like I have stayed in relationships like that.
But you're hiding your character flaws and your shortcomings, which are so part of who you've become now. You might have overcome them or you're still in the process, but if you really decide to go forward with someone, they're going to see you for all your glory and your ugliness and your vulnerability. And
let them discover that through our relationship. Like, relationships hold up the mirror to your ugliness all the time.
But that's like
you don't need to look at my past relationships.
That's like saying history doesn't matter. That's why we read history books. We learn from our past.
I will learn from my past. He doesn't need to learn from like my past. If someone is being cheated on, should you tell them? So this is about the privacy between two other people that you know.
This is a tough one. I think that if it were my sister, which is, let's say, the epitome of a best friend, I wouldn't even think about it. I would be like, of course, right? Because it's like that relationship is strong enough to withstand her being like, why would you ever say that about my partner? What is your other motive?
So, it might be a selfish thing, but like I want to protect myself and like my energy from getting involved in that.
I think this is one of those questions where in principle, we're on opposite sides, but in practice, I have a lot of empathy for what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like, I think I'm selfish. I want to protect myself.
I just want to add something.
Okay.
So basically, we are in a society. Like, we have to be there for each other, even if it's the hard way. Imagine after a year, she comes to know that there was this one person who already knew from the start. You could have already saved her.
What's holding me back is just like for them to be like utter rejection and denial, like utter like that is not true, that is false information, and F you for like saying that. Like, I feel like that would be the blowback.
But that's their thing. That's their thing. Your responsibility is to just tell. Oh, if you have nothing to hide, you should be okay giving your partner your phone.
This is a tricky one. See, here's the thing. I don't have anything to hide. I don't feel comfortable giving my partner my phone. I would rather have the conversation about what is it that you're actually looking for in my phone. Like, because I have stuff which is personal in my phone, which I would not want my partner to see. I write a lot of stuff in my notes app, which I would want to take to my grave. I don't need my partner to like see that stuff. It's not like I'm trying to hide something wrong.
When you're not lying about anything, when he eventually knows what's going on with you, when I'm already sharing my emotion, my thoughts, and I have nothing to lie about, I'm like,
but okay, this actually connects to an older point.
Like, what's the point?
Because like I also don't want him to read my texts and stuff with my friends because they are sharing private stuff with me. We're discussing private. It's interconnected
for you.
Obviously. Sometimes I'm venting and talking shit about him to my friends, and he doesn't need to see it in that format, right?
Insecurity is a human thing again. It's something that comes just like that, and I'm okay addressing that insecurity. I also have insecurities there are times when I would want to check his social media. उस टाइम पे अगर वो मुझे ये बोलेगा listen I don't want to show, तो क्या मेरी इनसिक्योरिटी और डबल नहीं हो जाएगी कि ऐसा क्या है जो ये मुझसे छुपा रहा है, ऐसा क्या है जो मुझे दिखाना नहीं चाह रहा. To avoid that, I basically am like, okay, check it. There's nothing to hide at all.
I would not share my phone. Thank you so much for watching another episode of On the Fence. If you enjoyed this episode, do be sure to hit subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and leave in the comments below how you feel about keeping secrets from your partner. We will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.